What's going on, everybody? Sloth here. Hope you're having an absolutely awesome weekend, and I still enjoy playing For Honor the Beta, as it is an absolutely incredible game. Put so much time into this game this weekend, and I'm really enjoying it. There's so much versatility in the heroes. This is literally just the tip of the iceberg. We're at the beginning of the game now, and there's so much more to it when it comes to tactics and how to play as some of the heroes. In this video today, I'm just going to be going over some of the basics of using the Conqueror, covering the class's pros, its cons, and some of its bad matchups, going over what the class is good at and what it's not good at, and how you want to use it in game. I'm going to go over some combos towards the end, but at the start it's just going to be me going over the pros and cons. So first up, just a brief overview about the Conqueror if you haven't played as him before. He's a very slow hero. That's one of his drawbacks, but he also comes with incredible damage, and he has really strong defense. So looking at his first pros, his damage. He does incredible damage for his moves, for how easy they are to hit, I believe. If you do his heavy attack and the heavy attack button, and then you release it, he does a hell of a lot more damage. But yeah, his defense. He has the, multi-block stance, where if you hold down, I believe it's on the right stick, he will block from all directions, and it's absolutely really vital for when you're fighting multiple people to build up your revenge meter quickly, to utilize that, to get yourself out of a tricky situation, or to turn the tide in a fight when you are in a game mode with more than one hero. Now, next up, another one of his pros that not a lot many people think about when they think of the Conqueror is his range. He has great range. You can see me fighting Nobushi, and you're able to really trade with her at distance. I believe probably after Nobushi, at the moment in the game, as it is at the moment, the Conqueror probably does have the second best range, I would believe. Hero kind of has a bit of uniqueness to them, and what it is with the Conqueror is its superior block. Now, not a lot of players know about this. You've probably been fighting against him and you may be thinking, why are my abilities not following through? If the Conqueror blocks an ability, or a move, sorry, he will then cancel it. So say for instance, if you're playing as the Berserker and you hold heavy, if the Conqueror blocks your first heavy, the next move won't come out. Whereas if you're playing as, say, the Warden, and the Berserker hits you when you block it, you need to be ready to block his other incoming attacks. But the Conqueror will stop that. If he blocks one of your moves, you're done. You've got to start from the beginning again. That's basically how it works for the Conqueror. Now, going into some of the cons, he's really slow. He doesn't have a side dash, I believe. I don't think he can do that, but please don't overlook him just because of that, because he is a really great hero. This is something that I noticed the most when playing with him. It's really difficult to manage his stamina. If you are going to play as this guy, you need to pay a lot of attention to your stamina management. As you can see a lot in the clips you're missing in the background, I am running out quite a lot because his moves drain quite a lot of stamina, but also you tend to want to charge up his heavy attack quite a lot to set some mind games and with your opponent, but also because if you're charging your heavy attack and your enemy attacks and you manage to block it, you get essentially a free heavy to the left or right of them if they don't block the correct way, which does really strong damage. So you always really want to be charging that heavy attack, but that means that you're going to be running out of stamina quite a lot. And because the Conqueror is so slow anyway, when he's out of stamina, my goodness, you cannot move. He is ridiculously slow. And now going into some of his bad matchups. Now, a lot of these, take these with a grain of salt, because a lot of this, I believe, is personal preference, and it comes down to what you like. But me personally, I struggle against Nobushi, and with the Conqueror it's no different. Even though he can battle her with range, I still do tend to struggle when I'm fighting against Nobushi, because she's so quick. I struggle to see where she's going to be hitting me from. I struggle to block it, and it's just really hard to close distance against her. You might have no problems against Nobushi, but me personally, when I was playing as the Conqueror, I did run into some instances where she gave me a bit of difficulty. And next up is Orochi. Again, this might be personal preference. Against the Peacekeeper and the Berserker, I didn't have too much trouble. I found that the Conqueror actually countered the Berserker because he relies quite a lot on chains and just put you under a lot of pressure, and obviously the Conqueror counters that because he stops all chains when he blocks. Now, the Orochi himself, I found it very difficult because of his pure speed, and if he's going to be spinning and dodging your heavy attacks, if you go for a heavy attack and he dodges left or right, he's hit you with a side dash swipe, and you can find yourself in a lot of trouble when he's just attacking you repeatedly and you're struggling to know which way to block. So that's some of the problems I found when facing up against the Orochi. You might not have the problems, like I said earlier, it is all personal preference, but that's who I thought gave me the most trouble because of the pure speed difference. So now I'm going to be going into some of the moves and some of the combos that I think are successful with the Conqueror, and some of the ones you should be using, some of the bread and butters for the Conqueror. Okay then guys, let's look at the Conqueror's bread and butter move, bread and butter combo. So here it is on screen displayed. Now, what you want to do is hold block and hold down the heavy attack button, charge it up, and then wait for your opponent to attack. then block in the direction that they are attacking, and then release the heavy attack button. You want to be doing it towards the left or the right. If you do it to the top, it tends to get blocked, but again, that might be for me. For you, it might work out just fine. So you can see I'm blocking the Raider's attack from above here, and then I'm striking above. I believe that is to the right, or that might be above again. And then you hit them with a shoulder charge. So the combo is RT, RT, and then X, and then you can follow it up with the light attack. You can opt to go again into another heavy attack, but just bear in mind you're going to be wearing pretty thin on your stamina by that point. Now, I just want to demonstrate here that you don't have to use this combo in a defensive way. You can go on the offensive with it. So you don't have to wait for an opponent to block, even though it is a fantastic counter, and that's the way it should be played. Sometimes you need to get in your opponent's head and you need to go on the aggressive. In between rounds, you want to be mixing up your strategies. So sometimes throw it out there. The range is fantastic. If you see the opponent is rushing in at you and they're not paying much attention, throw this combo out there. So you can see now, I see the Raider coming towards me. I see that he's blocking to the left. So I throw this move to the right as he goes for a guide break. I hit one instance of the combo, but because he's blocked, the shoulder charge automatically hits. It's unblockable. He did not dodge. And again here, I go for the heavy approach. Like I said before, I didn't go for a light attack at the end, but you see, it wears on my stamina. I can see the Raiders charging up for a heavy attack, so what I do is I throw out a light attack, and you can see it cancels the Raiders' heavy attack. That is what is good about the Conqueror. His light attacks come out fairly quick, so always remember to use them if you are in a pinch and you need to get out of a situation. And then at the end, I throw out another heavy attack because it does fantastic damage like I talked about earlier, and I get the sweet execution. So now I'm just going to talk a little bit about how you want to be playing the Conqueror in-game, how you want to be using him. So you do want to really try and control the engagement. Try and force your opponent, if you can, it's not into a corner. A way that if you hit them with a shoulder bash, they're going to hit off a wall, they're going to drain stamina, and they're going to get stunned, which leads to more hits. And also it just puts a lot more pressure on them. If they can't dodge your shield attack, because that's the only way to avoid it, you can't block it, they're going to get pressured and they're going to start making mistakes. What you're going to want to do is charge up your heavy attack when you can, keep a close eye on your stamina, and wait for them to attack you. If you see they're being really hesitant, what you're going to want to do is just start to attack them with it. Throw your heavy attack out there, let them know, get in their head, and show them what damage you're doing. Also, if they're being very aggressive, throw out a light attack. If you see they're dodging in a lot and they're going for a guide break, this works, I've noticed, quite well against the Peacekeeper. If I see the Peacekeeper's coming in quite a lot, you know she's going to go for the guide break, you know she's going to try and get the stabs off on you. What I like to do, throw out a light attack as she's going to get me, and therefore it stops that engagement. So overall in this video, I think the Conqueror is a fantastic class. He does great damage. He's a little bit difficult to understand because he plays a lot slower to the characters, so it can be a bit of an adjustment if you haven't played anything like him before. He is really good, and he's really good once you get his head around. He's simple, his moves are simple, and he's got really strong defense. And like they say, defense wins your championships, and it is true with this hero here. So I understand that the audio in this video may have been a little messed up. I am new to this. I have only just started making these videos, but I really do intend to get better. So if you have stayed to the end, thank you ever so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you did find value in this video, which I believe it was there, please give me a like, and please give me a comment. Let me know how I can improve it, what's going wrong, what would you like to see in these videos, because I do intend to keep on making them. So thank you ever so much for watching, and have a great day, guys.